900-metre mark in the Derby, and the leader Second Coming, nearly a length in front of Mustang Red. They've slapped on the speed and they've broken away 3 lengths in front now from Encounter third. Outside him Dennis Soraya, then Calistair, followed by Kilkea. Tie the knot on the inside now of Spying, about 3 further back Schubert, and well back in the race Gold Guru. Coming around the turn, Second Coming slipped away 2 in front. Mustang Red is struggling, followed a good gap in the race. Calistair back to the fence. That's the move that Oliver has made to make his ground. Encounter outside him, and Tie the Knot is coming down the outside with a big run. Then Dennis Soraya, Gold Guru, 300 out. The Boulder Second Coming, 2 in front from Tie the Knot. Calistair. Encounter can't pick him up from there. Second Coming a length in front. Tie the Knot is starting to wear him down. Then Calistair. Second Coming a length in front. They won't get him. Tie the Knot won't pick him up, and Second Coming is led all the way in the Derby. Draws away Second Coming to win 3 lengths. Second Tie the Knot, Calistair. Third Bohemoth has jumped out of the ground to run fourth. Then Gold Guru, a gap in the race to Schubert, Brave Prince, Prince Aluka. Further back Encounter, followed by Mustang Red. Then Prince Standarn, well back Kilkea from Dennis Soraya, Spying near the tail in company with Caretaker, and St Saviour is tailed off.
Number 9, Second Coming, 44.30 and 8.40. 2 Tie the Knot, 180 and 10 Calistair, $4.
9, Second Coming, 31.80 and 7.10. 2 Tie the Knot, 190. 10 Calistair, 3.10. Moving up Gold Coast, 9.79 Treble Melbourne to return $743.
And Second Coming has led all the way to beat Tie the Knot, with number 10 Calistair into third placing, ahead of the fast finishing number 14 Bohemoth, who was hard ridden, tailed off at the 800. It's got home to run fourth, but number 9 Second Coming slipped along in the lead, and he won the race, Greg Charles, when he increased the tempo at the 750. He got away from Mustang Red. They put 4 lengths on Encounter, and that's where he's won the race.
Now the 5th at Morfordville is close.
Okay, and we have the we've already updated that race, so there we go.
And away they go. Rapid Drifter immediately dropping out to last from the inside. And who is going to lead? It is Celestial Grey, narrowly from Yaquina Bay. Rapid Drifter third on the inside now, followed closely by Flinders Street, about 2 lengths to Shining Haze, 3 to Amareb, and 3/4 Moranti over on the inside. They race down to the 1100, and the pilot Celestial Grey. Yaquina Bay is tending to pull here for Larry Cassidy, sitting at the girth of the leader. Third is Flinders Street, and fourth Rapid Drifter. 2 lengths to Shining Haze as they race down past the 1000. Moranti next to last, and Amareb the tail ender. Out of the back straight now, about 850 to go. It's a leisurely run affair on the leader Celestial Grey. A half length on Yaquina Bay. Third on the inside Rapid Drifter. A half the outside Flinders Street, and a couple Shining Haze in company with Moranti and Amareb as Whiter Ut. Down towards the 600 metres they gallop, and still the leader is Celestial Grey. Quickens up marginally. A length on Yaquina Bay. Amareb's gone up fast to be third. Flinders Street fourth. 50 in a Rapid Drifter. A length Moranti, and a half the outside is old Shining Haze. Celestial Grey, Grey naturally, swings into the straight about 3/4 of a length on the short prize favourite Yaquina Bay, given full rein now by El Cassidy, and quickly shook off Celestial Grey. Amareb on the outside trying to match Yaquina Bay, but Yaquina Bay's pulling out plenty, and down to the 150, Yaquina Bay about a length clear. Moranti getting home well. Amareb sticking on nicely, and then comes Flinders Street. Yaquina Bay, ridden for dear life, will hold them at bay. Yaquina Bay wins from a tighty. Amareb with wide out Flinders Street. Moranti over on the inside, and then came Shining Haze, Celestial Grey, and Rapid Drifter was last. Number 3, Yaquina Bay has...
Yaquina Bay to pay 150 and 130, and 150, 120, that should read on Super Tab, standing by for minors.
Yaquina Bay, and the judge calling on a photo for minors. Gee, we've had some very close finishes, not only for first but for minor placings, and particularly here over the last few weeks. 4 Amareb is 280. It's important what runs second. 2 win and 2 plays Divis. And the Flinders Street has got home pretty well. They've probably just nailed Moranti.
Check minors in a moment. Michael Heath at the Canberra Racecourse.
Yeah, g'day, Paul. Horses on the track for race 4 here this afternoon. What is a very open betting affair. The favourite that did open on course was number 3, Peach Passion, but he's been a big market wobbler. Not a lot of support for 3 Peach Passion. Does have a lot of weight, but I can't fault this 8-year-old's condition. Look, I've settled on number 5, Prince Magic Eye. He won't be against him this afternoon, but Matthew Cale, as I pointed out, looks well.
To Flemington in Melbourne, Tim Underwood live for Triple S. Tim.
Yes, Paul, what an interesting race, certainly. Second Coming leading all the way, and Paul, it was an amazing feeling. There was deathly silence as they passed the post. There was Aurora as Encounter made his run. There was Aurora as Tie the Knot made his run, and a few of the boys went up. Hazy and Kell were both up when Beedman went for Tie the Knot. But Second Coming defied all odds, and he's gone on to win the Derby. It'll be history now. But I think track bias, if you're doing the form the last 3 races, as we said earlier on in the day, the track out wide just isn't drying as quickly as it is inside, and I think it's going to spoil what could have been a really good Derby. But all the same, Second Coming, Mike Moroney, congratulations. It's a good win, and certainly it'll add a bit of pedigree to his breeding potential. And Tie the Knot, well, he was gallant in defeat, and Darren Beedman once again rode a great tactical race.
Okay, Tim, and yeah, as you said, a rough result there in the Derby, and just watch out for those. That it was a great front-running effort, wasn't it? Just never looked like it was going to be headed.
No, Greg Stiles, it was a great ride, and if anyone out there has got the trifecta, I wouldn't mind to buy a share in it right now.
That's for sure, Tim. Okay, thanks for that report. We'll talk to you again later on in the day. Here's Doomben, race number 4.
Stand by for a start. The lights are on.
Field is to Dad first out here with Iterum and Falonte travelling up in the middle. Just behind those settling down now is Magnet Bay. Marble Hall's travelling forward, goes up 4th and 5th. Further back, Dane Ripper. Then Seascape from Sky Bow. Markham, and 2 lengths last of all as they go up the back would have been Ebony Grove. At the 1700 metre mark, and on the outside Iterum heading off Falonte. 2 further back in the race is to Dad. A length and a half into Marble Halls, who's 4th on the outside of Magnet Bay. 2 further back, Seascape. Dane Ripper on the outside of it, followed by Markham, Sky Bow at Ebony Grove. 1400 to go. Iterum finally got down to the rail and arrested the lead by 2 lengths to Falonte. 2 further back then is to Dad. 1.5 further back then Marble Halls on the outside of Magnet Bay 5th. 2 to Dane Ripper, Seascape the fence. 2 lengths further back then Markham. A couple of lengths into Sky Bow, Ebony Grove last of all, about 12 off the front. At Chiquita Lodge down the back they race into McKinnon. The leader here is Iterum. Iterum 2 in front of Falonte, getting a nice card up second. 2 lengths to Istedad. A neck the outside 4th is Marble Halls. A couple of lengths further back then Magnet Bay. It's over on the inside of Dane Ripper running 6th. A couple of lengths Seascape and Markham outside it. 3 further back the Stayer, Sky Bow, and 3 behind it Ebony Grove at the 850 metre mark. And it's Iterum by 1.5 to Falonte. Off the fence now to go up towards the lead. 2 lengths further back Istedad 3rd. 1.5 then to Marble Halls. Then came Magnet Bay from Dane Ripper, Seascape, Markham. Then Sky Bow, and last of all is Ebony Grove. Coming around the turn in the McKinnon, 5.50 to go. And it's Iterum about 1.5 lengths in front. On the outside, Falonte travels well second. 2 lengths behind it, Istedad, followed by Magnet Bay. Marble Halls nickled that, and Ebony Grove went back to the fence from Dane Ripper at the 3.50. Iterum a half in front. He has to pull the whip on Falonte, just taking his time to pick up this leader. And here's Dane Ripper. Dane Ripper starting to sweep down the outside with Istedad, and Ebony Grove has got up behind them and gets a run through from Marble Halls. Falonte hit the front. After it, Istedad from Marble, and on the inside, Ebony Grove burst through. Ebony Grove in front now from Istedad, and Ebony Grove. Ebony Grove, a big winner from Istedad. Marble Halls in a photo with Falonte for 3rd. They're followed by Dane Ripper. Behind those would have been Seascape, Magnet Bay, Sky Bow, Markham, and last of all is Iterum.
Number 7, Ebony Grove, 9.30 and 2.30. 3 Istedad, 2.90 for 3rd. 8 Marble Halls, 1.90. 1 Falonte, 1.40.
Here come the Super Tab. 7 Ebony Grove to pay 10.90, 2.90. 3 Istedad to pay 2.80. And those for 3rd, 8 Marble Halls at 1.80 or 1 Falonte, 1.40. Here's the replay, the Gold Coast.
Peeling off their backs, Prince Parrot will have to wait for the run, and Sabrina Hook to the outside. In front, Drama Lady, Lafayette on the challenge.
Now, Furicea dropped out last in the early stages. Umpire was out nicely. He's going to settle about 3rd last, and Recolt straight to the front from That's Perfect. 3rd Captive King Galimard Boy is running 4th now. Followed closely then on the inside by Assahide, joined by Umpire, and 2 lengths then coming Furicea and a half length to Ice in Glass. Down by the 750, and the leader Recolt gets away about 3 lengths on Captive King. That's Perfect, a neck away 3rd, followed wider out by Galimard Boy. Length and a half then coming Assahide. Parked on the inside of Umpire, and a couple, 2 Furicea racing on the outside of Ice in Glass. This is the order galloping towards the corner. They're pegging back Recolt, however. His break is about 2 lengths now, and That's Perfect. Captive King on the inside, and then Galimard Boy. A length to Umpire, about to be hooked out by Rod Quinn. Rodney riding in the Ingham livery, all cerise, and Umpire starting to pick up the bit, and still about 5 lengths from the leaders, which are That's Perfect, who's just behind Recolt, with Umpire starting to hit the bit now, and Ice in Glass horses going with Umpire. Umpire and Ice in Glass race away. It's Ice in Glass the inside, Umpire, Ice in Glass, and Umpire made it 5 straight. Umpire a half head to Ice in Glass. That's perfect third from Furicao, Recult Week, and then Glimmerboy. Asahai next to last, and Absolute was Captive King.
On the Super Tab there, 5 Umpire to pay 171 even, 1 Ice in Glass 290, and 3 That's Perfect to pay 140. Just before we go back to Ian, here's Michael at the Canberra Racecourse.
Yeah, race 5, Paul, 1,000 metre Class 3 event, very good.
Racing. Rock You has bounced away quickly with Pengulu, and Natoir away fast. Natoir showing plenty of speed, and it and Rock You are going to go straight back towards the flat side. So here's a change of events. Rock You and Natoir go across to the flat side and down the grandstand rail here. Rule Discard began well. It's one of the leaders here, and going up with it, Accomplice. Poetic King just behind those when they settle down. They're followed by Another Excuse, and going forward now towards the front is Ruffles. Just behind those would have been Regal Curator. Now down the outside here, and most of the field coming down the outside. Rule Discard from Ruffles, followed by Rye Hero, Regal Curator, Accomplice, Poetic King. Further back then Flavour. Behind those in the field now, at the head of the others would have been Brad's Son, Cut Up Rough, Pengulu, Another Excuse. Over on the inside here at the 400 metre mark, Rock You and Natoir, and they're together and they're keeping up pretty well down the grandstand rail. Brad's Son, and getting through now is Accomplice and Flavour. Poetic King can't go on the outside fence. They're joined over on the flat side here by Natoir and Rock You. Natoir, Rock You locked together over on the inside. They're in front, down the outside Flavour. Natoir hit the front over on the flat side, and Natoir scores from Rock You to the outside third home Flavour, then Cut Up Rough from Accomplice. Pengulu further back in the race, Brad's Son, Poetic King, Royal Discard behind them, Right Hero. Further back then Another Excuse from Regal Setter, Regal Curator, and down at the tail is Ruffles.
Number 16, Natoir, 24.80 the win, 7.10 the place, 8 Rock You, $3, 7 Flavour, 3.30.
And on the Super Tab, number 16, Natoir, $24.07, 68 Rock You, $2.97 Flavour, $3.50. Daily Double Melbourne, 9 and 16 to pay $1,285.
Natoir and Rock You, they were out there on their own over on the inside section of the track. The other horses, of course, down the extreme outside, and Natoir has beaten Rock You, the lone two to come up on the flat side. They've run 1-2. And down the outside, first home is Flavour.
Believer they're moving in at the coast.
Worse than midfield, followed by Inga, Admiral Luskin, Mighty Thunder and Venticello. Coming up to the first turn and enforced, held together, led by about a head to Sur Mayor. Dr. Squill has to go 3 deep, and Vigoro can't get on the track. He's 4 wide, and Rodney Quinn elected to go forward and grab the lead now. 2.5 lengths away, Radio Gaga, followed by Desert Action. Then Al's Alibi, Mixed Trip, a gap to Inga, followed by Olaf. A long way back, James Blythe with Admiral Luskin, Venticello and Mighty Thunder. 600 metres out as they near the turn. Dr. Squill kicked up to lead about a neck on Figaro. Enforced in third place, a length away, hard-ridden Sur Mayor losing ground, followed closely by Radio Gaga, and then Al's Alibi, Mixed Trip and Desert Action from James Blythe and Inga. Heads a turn for home, and Dr. Squill has kicked away, straightening up. He led by 2 lengths to Enforced, who's getting after him, followed by Vigoro, and a long gap then to Radio Gaga. Dr. Squill going strongly at the 200. He's got them struggling. Enforced in second place, followed by Figaro. Dr. Squill, though, is holding them at bay with 100 to go. Admiral Luskin out of the pack is charging home, and look at Venticello along the fence, but Dr. Squill has just lasted to win from Admiral Luskin. Venticello ran into a dead end right on the line. She had to check sharply, followed by Inga, Enforced and Radio Gaga. Then Mixed Trip, Olaf never in the race, followed by Sur Mayor. Figaro weakened out of it, then Desert Action, Al's Alibi, followed by James Blythe and Mighty Thunder. Oh, Venticello was charging along the fence. She ran out of room in the last couple of strides. The leader must have just rolled back in again, and Brad Pengelly had to stop her in her tracks, Venticello, and that enabled the outside horse to get second, Admiral Luskin. But Dr. Squill is the winner, ridden by apprentice Jackson Morris, and he'll pay better than $13 the win and $3.90 the place, and that's 2 from his last 3 on the Rosehill track. Admiral Luskin second, number 8, to return 5.30, and Venticello third, coming from last, a tidy run by that mare, by that filly, and Venticello pays a place tote of $2.60.
Stalls are back and they're off and running. Foramore dropped out to the back of the field, a clear last, settling down. First out, Monet's Cove with Plushka from Del Sol. Further out, Express Age, Sir Boom and Jugulator behind those from Confiscate. Further back then came Always a Chance, followed over on the inside by Crows Before Dawn, Respect Me, followed by Abra Magic. 2 or 3 further back in the race then came Bewilder, who's back there with Foramore near the tail of the field when they come down the side. At the 850 metre mark now, Plushka in front from Express Age and Del Sol third, Monet's Cove running fourth. Then Sir Boom fifth on the outside of Jugulator. They're 2 or 3 in front of the favourite Confiscate. 2 further back, Always a Chance from Respect Me on the fence. Then Crows Before Dawn from Abra Magic. Well back in the race up before the home turn would have been Bewilder, and they're followed back on the inside of it by Foramore coming up towards the home turn. And over on the inside, slipping through now, it's Del Sol, the leader when they turn from Plushka outside it. Jugulator behind those from Express Age, Monet's Cove. Confiscate giving a crack with the whip over on the inside of it. Crows Before Dawn, the grey getting right up on the rail if he can get some room. At the 300 metre mark, Jugulator hit the lead. Crows Before Dawn comes off the fence and Confiscate, Express Age. Always a Chance out wider on the track. It's Jugulator in front. Confiscate now gets out and Always a Chance on the outside. Jugulator the leader. Now Confiscate is pegging it back. Confiscate hit the lead from Jugulator, Crows Before Dawn, and Confiscate has won. Crows Before Dawn second, pretty close for third between Bewilder and Jugulator. Always a Chance further out in the track. They're followed further back in the race there at the head of the others by Del Sol. Well back then was Plushka to the outside, pulling up quickly Abra Magic, followed by Express Age, Sir Boom, Monet's Cove. Foramore never really came into it, followed by Respect Me and Romantic Ace pulling up pretty quickly after the line.
7 Confiscate, 290 and 160. 11 Crows Before Dawn, 320 for third. 16 Bewilder, 430. 12 Jugulator, 440.
7 Confiscate, Super Tab, 290, 170. 11 Crows Before Dawn, 440, and 12 Jugulator has got third, 410.
Last 7, 11, 12. In the last for the day, number 7 Confiscate. He started to pick up his ground in the straight at the 300 metre mark. When he saw daylight, he did lift, and he's beaten Crows Before Dawn, which ran out of a bit of room over on the inside. And third goes to Jugulator, who just hangs on to a run third, number 12. In the last for the day, the numbers here are 7, 11 and 12. 7
is correct weight, Kim.
And the racing on the last here at Rosehill Gardens. Multimedia was first away, commencing pretty well. Purist likewise, past the ammo, and then Miami Blue, Ardede wider out, followed by Murph and Kalahari Sands, and then Dance Till Dawn over the rising, and 3 to Jellybean Road. They've completed almost 300 metres, and Ardede whizzing up very quickly, goes across the field to lead clearly now on the first corner, about 3 lengths or so. Into second spot, Dance Till Dawn, past the ammo, third on the fence, and then Purist around Miami Blue, followed by Murph. A gap to Multimedia being shuffled back a little over Kalahari Sands as they race down the back straight. Second last now Jellybean Road, and over the rising the tail ender. Along towards the 1200 marker, and Ardede in front, steadied about 3/4 to a length on Dance Till Dawn, past the ammo. Third and fourth is Purist, one off the fence, and wider out is Murph. Length and a half further back in the field is making ground Jellybean Road, who was about 3 from the second last horse in the early stages. Multimedia getting around the outside of Miami Blue. 2 lengths to Kalahari Sands, and 3/4 to over the rising as they come onto the side. 800 metres ahead of them here, and Ardede about a half. Dance Till Dawn, Jellybean Road working tough, followed by Murph. A length and a half further back in the field is past the ammo. Then Purist, Multimedia's rider, deciding it's time he made some ground. Miami Blue is shuffled back, and then comes Kalahari Sands in company with Over the Rising. Racing to the corner now. They've got 500 metres left to gallop, and Ardede a half length on Dance Till Dawn, a length away third past the ammo. Murph on the outside. Multimedia's on the extreme outside. Purist under the whip, and then Jellybean Road. Down to the 250, Ardede taken on by Dance Till Dawn, past the ammo, trying to clear a pocket. Murph sticking on, Purist joining in, and Multimedia still whacks away. A number of horses can win. Purist hits the front. Multimedia after him, followed by Murph. Purist, Multimedia, Murph over the rising. Here's a go. Purist just in front, and Purist. Purist wins from Over the Rising. Photo third. Wide out on the track was Multimedia. Murph the inside, then Jellybean Road, Miami Blue, Dance Till Dawn, followed at the head of the others by Ardede. Kalahari Sands second last, and past the ammos pulled up quickly at the rear of the field.
1 Purist Super Tab, 340, 160. Number 2 Over the Rising, 270, and possibly 3 for third, Multimedia, 150.
By Lane Maloney has paid 350 and 160. 350 and 160. Purist. Lane Maloney's ridden him his last 4 starts for 4 wins. He's done a good job on him, and the horse has done a super job as well. Good go for minors here. 2, 3 and 8. The horses involved for the minor placings. Over the Rising, Multimedia, and the horse on the outside, Murph. So let's check the place totes for all concerned. 2 Over the Rising, $2.70. 3 Multimedia, $1.70. And, well, we don't have to worry about Murph because there we go. 1, 2 and 3 are right. Handicapper Take a Bow. Purist, L. Maloney, $3.50, $1.60. 2 Over the Rising, B. Pengelly, $2.70. And 3 Multimedia, K. Moses, paid $1.70. So, Purist, 4 straight by Huntingdale from Evian. Raced by Ms. H. Hancox and Mrs. J. Chancellor. A grey gelding forward trained by Alan Denham. 2nd Over the Rising. Just before we give you those breeding details, full superfecta numbers, 1, 2, 3, 8, 7, and the 6th placing goes to
number 9.
Number 9, is it, Rod? You've got to be a whiz here, you need to get all that necessary information up in time, and